Tips for live library instruction conducted over video conferencing software. During the 2020 pandemic lockdown, librarians had to become creative to share library instruction with students. At the Ivy Tech Community College Bloomington campus, library instruction was offered through both pre-recorded videos and live video conferencing sessions, specifically Zoom. Zoom instruction provided its own instructional difficulties, as professors and adjuncts quickly realized, but the video conferencing format provided unique challenges to librarians teaching research and information literacy sessions. The following practices were implemented by the librarians at Ivy Tech Community College Bloomington campus and are presented here in the hope that they will help other librarians teach over video conferencing platforms. Make eye contact with the camera. It is tempting to look either at the screen you are presenting to the class or try to make eye contact with the student images in Zoom, but doing so directs your eyes away from the camera. To the students at home, it will feel like you are not making eye contact with them. Looking at the camera will give students the feeling that you are connecting with them. You can encourage yourself to look at the camera and not the screen by putting a picture just above the camera, a small stuffed animal, or even a pair of googly eyes. Engage students in an activity. The Zoom environment makes it easy for students to disengage with the class, especially since they are not in person, and it is too easy to spend the library session scrolling Instagram or playing games. It has long been known that students learn more from doing than watching, and this should especially be encouraged in a Zoom environment. Students should be asked to do an in-class activity and not just watch the librarian demonstrate the library resources. Activities should directly involve the student's class assignment. It is easy to get Zoom fatigued, and the number one rule of video conferencing is to not waste the student's time. In an in-person classroom, it may be possible to play a game or have students give the class mini presentations, but the logistics of breaking into small groups, while possible with breakout rooms, becomes more difficult and time-consuming on Zoom, and were used sparingly. Instead, we tried to find out what resources students needed for their assignment and encouraged them to find at least one during the class session. Repeat yourself often and hover over links for longer than you normally would. It is easy for a student to look away for 5 seconds, and they may miss clicking on a link they normally wouldn't miss in an in-person classroom. In addition, if the student doesn't have dual monitors or has enabled a split screen, they may be clicking back and forth between the Zoom window and the web browser where they are searching the database. It is okay to explain to the students that you are pausing because you know students may be clicking between screens. Pause frequently and ask for questions. Students in a video conferencing environment may be too embarrassed to interrupt you or too distracted to stop and type a question into the chat. There are options to raise a hand in Zoom, but they can be easy to miss during screen sharing. We tried to ask students for questions anytime we clicked a link that took us to a new database, platform, or any screen that looked significantly different from the one before. Ask, "Does your screen look like mine?" This encourages students to try their own search and not just passively watch you while you do a search. It also reminds students to check back in with the librarian in Zoom to make sure they haven't missed clicking an important link.